A butterfly knife, two victims, 4 minutes of violence that would haunt Sweden for 16 years. The morning of October 19th began like any other in Linköping. Parents hurried their children to school. Workers rushed to catch their trains. But by 7:45 a.m., this university town would become the scene of one of Scandinavia's most brutal, unsolved murders. The first victim was Mohammed Amori, 8 years old, found in a pool of blood steps from his elementary school. The second, Anna-Lena Svensson, a 56-year-old woman who witnessed the attack and tried to intervene. Both stabbed in broad daylight, their killer melting away into the stream of mourning commuters. The murder weapon left behind told a story, DNA that would taunt investigators for over a decade. 7,000 interrogations, 5,000 DNA samples, 40,000 tips. Yet the killer continued to live among them, shop at their stores, walk their streets. For 16 years, every resident of Linköping carried the same chilling thought. The person next to them in line at the grocery store could be a murderer. But in 2020, that single trace of DNA finally spoke, and what it revealed would stun an entire nation. But before DNA would speak, before Sweden's largest manhunt, there was just a normal morning in Linköping. Want to uncover how the unthinkable was solved after all these years? Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the chilling details of the Linköping murder case. October 19, 2004, Linköping, Sweden. A university town of 150,000, Linköping stood as Sweden's technological hub, where medieval cathedral spires watched over modern research centers. Crime rates were so low that most residents never bothered locking their doors. The town's safety record was precisely why the Amahuri family had chosen to make it their home after moving from Lebanon. Mohammed was their pride, an 8-year-old whose teachers constantly praised his intelligence. He devoured books meant for children twice his age, dreaming of becoming a doctor. Each morning he walked the same 5-minute route to school, a path his parents had carefully mapped out and practiced with him countless times. Anna-Lena Svensson, 56, embodied the town's gentle spirit. For 30 decades, she'd worked at the university hospital, where colleagues knew her as the one who always stayed late to comfort worried families. Her morning walks were as predictable as the cathedral bells that echoed through the town's cobblestone streets. 7:30 a.m. Mohammed stepped out wearing his blue jacket, backpack heavy with completed homework. 7:40 a.m. Anna-Lena began her daily walk, following her usual route. 7:45 a.m. Their paths would intersect on Oskotsen Street. Neither noticed the man in the military-style jacket watching from the shadows. In his pocket, a butterfly knife waited. Within minutes, this peaceful university town would become the center of Sweden's most notorious manhunt. The security cameras captured Mohammed's final moments. At 7:45 a.m., he turned onto Oskotsen Street, passing the pharmacy where the watching man in the military jacket had positioned himself. In the next 2 minutes, Linköping's peace would shatter forever. 23 witnesses would later piece together the horror that unfolded. The attacker emerged from his position, moving with calculated precision. Described as a man in his mid-20s, his military-style jacket and dark pants blending perfectly with the morning commuter crowd. Without warning, he approached Mohammed from behind. The butterfly knife, later identified as a rare Swedish army model, struck with devastating accuracy. Mohammed's screams cut through the morning air. Anna-Lena Svensson, only meters away on her daily walk, turned and ran toward the commotion. This instinctive act of courage sealed her fate. The attacker turned on her with the same brutal efficiency. 7:47 a.m. The first emergency call reached police dispatch. There's blood everywhere. Within minutes, sirens pierced the morning calm. First responders found a scene that would haunt them for years. Muhammad lay near the pharmacy entrance, his blue jacket now crimson. Annalena was found several meters away, her final moments spent trying to reach help. The killer had vanished into the maze of Linköping streets, but left behind crucial evidence. The butterfly knife, discarded in a nearby bush, bloody footprints leading away from the scene, and most importantly, DNA traces that would take 16 years to speak their truth. By 8 a.m., the area was transformed. Police cordoned off 6 blocks. Forensic teams photographed every centimeter. Parents rushed to collect their children from nearby schools. Local businesses shuttered their doors. The initial evidence presented a puzzle. The attack showed signs of both meticulous planning and random opportunity. The military-issue butterfly knife would later be traced to a limited production run. Yet his victims appeared randomly selected, their paths crossing by mere chance. He walked away calmly, one witness stated, as if he was just heading to work. Another recalled seeing him wipe the knife on his jacket before disappearing around the corner. By nightfall, Linköping had changed forever. Armed police patrolled streets that hadn't needed guards in decades. Parents walked their children in groups. The university issued safety warnings. Local media dubbed it the Day of the Butterfly Knife. But in their haste to flee, the killer had made a crucial mistake. On the handle of the discarded knife, in a groove too small to wipe clean, lay microscopic traces of DNA. It wasn't much, barely enough for a partial profile with 2004 technology, but it was enough to start the longest manhunt in Swedish history. The question wasn't just who had committed these murders, but how had they vanished so completely? As Linköping woke the next morning, Operation Knife Murder was already in motion. Sweden's largest criminal investigation had begun. The forensics team worked through the night. The butterfly knife yielded partial DNA profiles, not enough for a direct match, but enough to eliminate suspects. Bloody footprints indicated a male suspect, shoe size 44, walking with a distinct gait. Security footage showed glimpses of the military jacket, but never the killer's face. Within weeks, the investigation consumed Linköping. Police conducted door-to-door interviews across entire neighborhoods. Detective Lars Henning, lead investigator, described it as searching for a ghost. Every man between 20 and 40 became a potential suspect. The numbers grew staggering. 7,000 interrogations, 5,000 DNA samples, 40,000 tips. The investigation cost millions of Swedish kroner. Police collected every butterfly knife in the region, traced military jacket sales, and interviewed every local psychiatric patient. Media coverage intensified. Headlines screamed, "Killer among us," and "Who is the butterfly knife murderer?" Residents began avoiding Asgaden Street. Parents stopped letting children walk to school. The town's open doors finally locked. False leads emerged. A military-trained man, a drifter seen near the crime scene, a psychiatric patient who collected knives. Each lead consumed thousands of investigation hours. Each led nowhere. 2005 passed, then 2006. The investigation files filled an entire room. Detective Henning admitted, "We have the killer's DNA, but in 2004, that's like having a book in a language we can't fully read." By 2010, the case had gone cold. The murder weapon sat in evidence storage. The DNA sample waited in a database. Linköping tried to move on, but 2 questions haunted every resident. Who was the man in the military jacket? And was he still watching? But science was advancing, and in 2019, a new technology will finally begin to decode the killer's DNA. 2019, 15 years after the murders, Detective Henning received a call that would change everything. Swedish police had just gained access to forensic genetic genealogy, the same technology that had caught America's Golden State Killer. The process was revolutionary. Instead of looking for an exact DNA match, investigators could now trace family trees through distant relatives. The team uploaded the killer's DNA profile to 2 genealogical databases. The first matches appeared, distant cousins sharing small fragments of genetic code with their unknown killer. Genealogists worked backwards, constructing vast family trees spanning centuries. 500 possible relatives emerged. Each branch could lead to the murderer. The investigation narrowed to specific family lines in eastern Sweden. Detectives cross-referenced ages, locations, and physical descriptions from 2004. Then came the breakthrough. One family branch led to Daniel Nyquist, a 37-year-old man living in Motala, about an hour from Linköping. He lived alone, unemployed, with no criminal record. His appearance matched witness descriptions from 2004. The military jacket, size 44 shoes, and distinctive walk aligned perfectly. Surveillance began. For weeks, investigators followed Nyquist, watching his isolated routine. They collected discarded items, extracting DNA. Each sample went straight to the lab. June 9, 2020, the lab result arrived. Detective Henning stared at the report. A perfect match. After analyzing over 5,000 samples across 16 years, they'd found him. At 6 a.m. the next morning, police surrounded Nyquist's apartment. When shown the evidence, he confessed immediately. But what emerged during his psychiatric evaluation would reveal a darker truth about the man who had haunted Linköping for 16 years. The question wasn't just why he was killed, but how he had managed to hide in plain sight for so long. The psychiatric evaluation revealed what 16 years of investigation couldn't explain. Daniel Nyquist, the man who had terrorized Linköping, suffered from severe schizophrenia and autism. His complete isolation had made him invisible to investigators for years. In the interrogation room, Nyquist spoke with a chilling detachment about October 19, 2004. He described taking the morning bus from Motala to Linköping, the butterfly knife already in his pocket. When asked why he chose Mohammed Amori and Anna-Lena Svensson, his answer was devastating in its simplicity. They were just there. No motive, no planning, just a chance. The court proceedings stunned Sweden. Psychiatric experts testified that Nyquist had been severely mentally ill both during the murders and at trial. The verdict, psychiatric care instead of prison, a decision that split public opinion. Some saw justice in treating a mentally ill man. Others felt the punishment fell short of the crime. Mohammed's brother Ali Amori spoke words that haunted the courtroom. "We lost Mohammed twice, once to death and again to senselessness." For Anna-Lena Svensson's family, knowing her final act of courage led to her death brought a particular kind of pain. Detective Henning, who had carried the case for 16 years, reflected. Technology found him, but it couldn't heal what was broken. 2 innocent lives were lost to a chance encounter with untreated mental illness. The case that changed Swedish criminal investigation forever ended not with a mastermind, but with a broken man who had lived with his demons in silence for 16 years. The Linköping double murders rewrote the rules of Swedish criminal investigation. What began with a butterfly knife ended by launching Sweden into a new era of forensic science. Today, genetic genealogy databases help solve cases across Europe. The DNA technology that caught Daniel Nyquist has given hope to hundreds of families still waiting for answers. Every cold case now holds the possibility of resolution, no matter how many years have passed. But this case also forced Sweden to confront uncomfortable truths about mental health care, about the price of isolation, about how a killer could live undetected for so long in a society that prides itself on community. Mohammed Amouri never got to grow up. Anna-Lena Svensson never got to retire. Their families never got the chance to say goodbye. Yet their story changed how Sweden pursues justice. Detective Henning still visits their memorial each October 19th. DNA led us to an answer, he said, but science can't measure what we lost that morning in 2004. Some mysteries take decades to solve. Some wounds never fully heal. But in the end, science gave voice to a single drop of DNA. And finally, Linköping streets could rest quiet again. The Linköping case opened a new chapter in criminal investigation, but also a new debate. What do you think about using genealogy databases to solve cold cases? Is privacy worth sacrificing for justice? Share your thoughts below. If this story moved you, make sure to subscribe for more investigations where science meets justice.